Okay, Dr. Michael, this is podcast number 6, and we are discussing licensing.
Yeah.
What is a license?
So, again, licensing is kind of the option that entrepreneurs can often forget about. So, when we think about intellectual property, we often think about a business owning its own intellectual property and making something with it, doing something with it. Licensing is the other option. Maybe you can sell or license your ideas to other businesses. You keep the ownership of your idea, but they pay you for the right to use that idea. It could be a piece of technology, could be a brand. We'll talk about franchising a bit later on. So it's another way of making money through your ideas.
Yeah, so it's kind of like I remember Edison, he was creating, patenting things and then selling patents for others to produce because, especially today, it's so um, complex to produce anything and then to make money of it that you have to build your own factory to do
Right,
that, and who has the money?
right. So a better option might be, let's say you've created some new technology you think could be useful for smartphones or whatever happens after smartphones. Instead of trying to compete with Apple and Samsung, Highway, all those big companies, maybe you could license some of your technology or your software to them. You don't have to build the factories. In that way, you're getting money, but your business can actually remain quite small.
So as an inventor, I can invent the thing, patent it, produce it on my own, sell it, and then let others have the headache, or license. So it's kind of a partnership. You keep the license and give someone rights, exclusive rights, or
Right,
not so exclusive rights to produce it.
right. And the money you get for doing that, typically we call that fee a royalty fee. I guess that goes back to monarchs when they got money from inventors for inventions. So, yeah, so it can be a really efficient business model, and you don't have to create all of the things to make a product or to sell a product yourself. You're doing that for other businesses. So, an example we talked about in the class, which I think is a good example, is ARM. They design the chips that are in pretty much every smartphone. So we're all using their products every day. Most people have never heard of that company because they're selling that chip design to Apple, to Samsung, and so on, and making a lot of money selling that very special type of chip design that works for mobile phones. So it could be a great business.
Isn't royalties the same word used for artists and also for McDonald's, for KFC?
That's right. Yeah. So let's talk about the McDonald's and the KFCs. I think some people know, but maybe not everyone, that actually McDonald's, KFC, they don't own all of those restaurants. They're run by local business people. What they do is they license and get a royalty for you to be able to use the McDonald's branding, how the restaurants look, and also the recipes as well, and how they make their burgers or their chicken. So actually, that's another example of those businesses being very big companies. You know, there's a McDonald's in every town, right? But actually, they don't own and run all the restaurants themselves.
So if you're a wealthy person, you could open your own restaurants, invent your own burgers, advertise, think how to train your employees, or you could just go to McDonald's and basically you rent the right to
Yeah,
use the arches, golden arches. They give you the recipes, they help you with everything, but in return, maybe let's say 10 or 20% of your sales or profits goes to
that's
them
right.
for that.
That's right. And some people like that model because it feels less risky than creating your own restaurant, creating your own recipes. You know, or you hope that McDonald's is still going to be popular in 5 years' time, 10 years' time. It's backed up by their massive advertising budgets and promotion. So it's a kind of safer way of getting into running a business for lots of people.
And I was surprised that it's not just fast food chains. Many things are being franchised these days. So there's a company, I think their headquarters, I think, is in Salt Lake City, Utah, called Alpha Graphics. It's
Mhm.
a copy shop. And there's one in Ireland, there's in Russia, and in other countries. So I was surprised, like, why would you? I'm opening a copy shop. Why do I need a franchise? Right? Because they're helping you with everything,
That's right.
business model, accounting, HR, everything. So it's a model. You pay for it, and then you're running a maybe successful business
Yeah.
rather than inventing things on your
Yeah.
own.
Yeah. So the trick there is to choose the franchise you think has a good reputation. You might have to pay a bit more as a franchise owner of that local business if you're opening a McDonald's because it has a very well-known reputation, kind of reliable, compared to a smaller franchise. So franchises can cost different amounts of money depending on the reputation of the brand and their expertise that you're buying into.
So in the digital world, there are such things as a franchise.
I think it's kind of less common
Mm-hmm.
in the digital world, but in one sense, lots of businesses are digital now.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, right? If you're McDonald's, you can order
Mm-hmm.
through the app, you can order online, and so on. But I think what tends to happen with digital things is that people just take a similar idea and then change it a little bit.
But I was just asked you the question, and I started thinking, how would I answer it? What about YouTube? Right? I'm the creator. I create a podcast. Or I create a short film, whatever. It's my content, but then I'm giving YouTube kind of exclusive rights, to
Yeah,
run it,
yeah,
and then they're taking, like, they're running ads on my video,
yeah.
and then I get some money, they get some money. Same thing with Amazon, right? I publish my book on Kindle, they will take, yeah, I don't know, more than 10%,
Hmm.
or maybe 30% of profits goes to them.
Sure, those are good examples. Actually, yeah. As a creator, you are effectively licensing your content to these big platforms. That gives you a bigger audience.
Mhm.
They take some of the revenue because you're using their platform, but hopefully it gets you to a bigger audience.
But on the other hand, what happens with Facebook when you upload pictures to Facebook? Maybe somewhere in the agreement it says that, since your pictures belong to them.
Your pictures affect. I mean, this is the bit we never read, right? When we sign up for apps and software. Yeah, effectively, Facebook are saying we can keep these forever. Even if you delete your account, they're still on our computers.
But the question is, what if one of the pictures that I've uploaded to Facebook becomes very successful? Then I'm making pictures, big, blow up pictures, and I sell it. But there's a version on Facebook which is, freely available. What will happen then?
Yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, I don't think Facebook have the right to make money from it,
Mm-hmm.
apart from it being part of their Facebook site, right? So, in the bit we never read, it probably doesn't say Facebook can take any of your content and sell it as their own.
Mm-hmm.
But it is something we all need to think about now when we're uploading so many pictures and so on. We are giving away some of our ownership because if you say to Facebook, I want to take all those pictures away from your site, they'll say, no,
Yeah.
we've got them
Yeah.
now in
Yeah,
effect.
exactly. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.